How many have had 3 guys?
Yeah, right. And go ahead, Bruce.
Well, I was gonna say, I think this series and Joker. He obviously had the bad stretch of games.
Can we show their stats next to each other for the series, Joker SGA?
I think that this series, not by the numbers, but it's telling me, Shea was the MVP because he doesn't have. Jamal Murray is the best 2 in this series, or among these teams. And when you look at what Jalen Williams is doing, and Chet, I think Chet's going to be a star. I just think he's not quite ready yet. He has moments, he's up and down. But Shea doesn't have that consistent second guy. Even if he did in the regular season, he doesn't when the rubber hits the road. And so I think this shows me he is the guy to carry them to 68 wins.
Yeah, but do you agree that Joker's been better of the 2?
Joker's a better player.
No, but in this series, I think Joker's been better. Even with the couple rough games, I feel like he's been better. And
3 games shooting under 40%. So it's hard for me to give that to him.
I understand.
And Shea's second guy is doing very little.
That part's fair. If we can just quick before we move on, Dust, if you could pull up the Joker fourth quarter stuff. There is, because I think he's done a really good job of pacing himself. I know during the broadcast last night, there was some they need him to be more aggressive. This is a pretty remarkable thing. Fourth quarter overtime, a point a minute. And you know what I mean? That is.
He doesn't get tired. I mean, he may be tired, but he is in phenomenal shape.
And that field goal percentage is lower than his. But 52 is fine, and it's not like he's not shooting any jumpers. The free throw thing surprised me because feels like he has missed more free throws than usual in this series, but I guess in fourth quarter and overtime, he's only missed 5. He has been, and he is playing way more minutes than Shea because the Thunder are the deeper team.
Okay. Celtics, Knicks, game 6. New York trying to bounce back from a 25-point loss in Boston via a surprise game from American Luke Cornett. Knicks, of course, winless this century.
I was right to point that out.
We got it.
There are many people that were like, is this some Serbian who's about to take the league by storm in a few years?
No one was like, he's from Serbia.
They didn't know. Yugoslavia, I don't know, but they were wondering.
In general, it's a lot of names that ended C.
Something. I'm just saying, I wanted people to know this is not some up-and-coming superstar. Yeah, that's what he is. What Nick said, that's what he is.
That's the point. Go ahead.
Not Porzingis.
Right. You might have gone to high school with him. That's the point I'm making. Go ahead.
That's what people in the comments were like, I went to high school in Kentucky with Luke Cornett.
All right, did we show that graphic? I don't know if we did. Anyways, it's my favorite graphic. Winless this century in the Garden. Is this a must-win for Jalen Brunson and the Knicks?
No. Here's why. If Tatum wasn't injured, then I could understand the argument. But the more people, I think, accept the fact that with Tatum out, and for all intents and purposes, Kristaps Porzingis out, if you went into a season and said, this is our 5, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, this stage, Drew Holiday, Al Horford, and then either Cornett or Pritchard, you know what I mean? You would be on the same tier as the Detroit Pistons. Like Cade, Jalen, you know what I mean? That wouldn't be a terrible team. I'm not arguing it's some awful team.
Right.
But you would say, okay, that's like maybe a 7 seed thereabouts, really a 42, 44 win team. And that might be optimistic. Maybe it's a little pessimistic. It feels about right to me. The Knicks are at this point, with 2 of the Celtics' 3 most talented guys either officially out or de facto out, at such a talent edge, and the fact that Boston, this core, has lost a ton of playoff home games, including Game 7 in their building, closeout finals games in their building. It's not like, but we couldn't go and win there. They've already done it twice. I think the Knicks will win tonight. I would be surprised if they don't. But if they don't, I will not look at Game 7 like they are a decided underdog in it.
I disagree with the reasoning of, obviously, at this stage without Tatum, I would say the Knicks are more talented, certainly their first 5. But I don't think that's going to decide this series at this point. Like, because what Boston does have, and I felt this way even with Tatum, but certainly now without him, they just got a group that's built to play the way they play. Like, we're just going to hoist up a bunch of threes.
Yes.
And we're going to defend hard because that's what we have to do to get on the floor for Joe Mazzulla. So I think even though they don't have their best player, if they get hot, and that's obviously what they were in Game 5, they hit the, playoff record, 22 threes for them. So they will be dangerous. But I am with you ultimately. Like, this is not a must-win for the Knicks. The Knicks can definitely go in there and win in Boston because both of these teams are unpredictable in that regard. The Knicks are 2-3 at home this playoffs. They're 5-1 on the road. You never, at the beginning of the playoffs, you never would have said they're going to go and steal the first 2 in Boston, all right? And then you look at Boston, and it's the same team essentially that 2 years ago was down 3-0 to Miami and then wins the next 3, and now everybody's thinking, oh, they're going to win this. They're at home, and they lose at home. And so these teams are, you don't know what they're going to show you on the court. So, yeah, it's not a must-win. Certainly you want to get it over with if you're the Knicks because Indiana's sitting there resting too.
Yes.
That's the thing. The Knicks, tough 6 games against Detroit, tough 6 or 7 games against Boston, and Indiana's had 2 5-game series and they're resting. So, yeah, they should try to get it over tonight.
The other unpredictable nature of the series is Porzingis. When you say, like, you don't have Porzingis because Game 5, 12 minutes, 1 point. He took 3 shots, and then Cornette came on, who is from Kentucky. He was warming up today, and he looked pretty good. This illness has.
I think it's his fatigue. That's what it is.
Well, Mazzulla said he couldn't breathe.
Game 5 said he couldn't breathe.
So the weird part is whatever he has not been linear, right? It's not like I was sick and I got better. It's been more of a roller coaster. So he's 0 points the first game, 8, 5, 7, and then back down to.
What has he made? 4
to 1
shots
point
this series?
So
I think he's made 4 baskets in like 80 minutes.
The last series, when he was out in the regular season against the Magic, he had 19 points in 22, and that first game that Tatum was out, he had 20 points in 34 minutes. It's the same kind of illness, but we've had these pockets of feeling good. But it's this illness that he's dealing with. So if we randomly have a day that he feels good and he can give you 20 points,
so that
all of a
gives
sudden
them
I'm
to
starting
me
to be
a
like,
much.
No, it'd be huge.
No, that.
But it's on the board, oddly.
No, so
No one knows how to
it
analyze
is
it,
the
including doctors.
Porzingis thing is odd, and I don't want to sound too. I'm not trying to sound super negative. It's scary. It's scary, not in like life and death, but scary in like, man, you've got access to literally the best doctors in the world,
Yes.
and they can't fix it for you. So it's just, I'm sure for him it feels debilitating, like literally and metaphorically. So I don't want to act like I know what's going to happen there. Obviously, a healthy Porzingis gives them a far better chance. But I think that we need to not act like Game 5 didn't happen, but I also think it is instructive. Game 4, when the Celtics played really well, when their best player was still there and having one of the best games of his life, and the Knicks walked them down and then took total control.
Yeah.
Based on what we have seen these last 10 days, the Knicks are better than Boston. I know that's something that it just, to me, that's what it has felt like during the course of this series, and so I don't know why I would expect Boston to all of a sudden, especially when Drew and Al haven't been able to have back-to-back good games, for it to change tonight.
3-point shots. Be careful. Caleb's quest to bail on the Bears next on FS1, the Fox Sports Channel on SiriusXM. Once Derek White starts walking,
Well, I don't know if Derek White's going to start 7 of 7 again.
Right, and he was great in Game 4 at the beginning, too.
Can we stay just a little bit longer?
Don't worry, we'll be back.
I can't believe they're leaving.